And in this video, we're going to get to Tesla's potential rise, as well as so much more, because every day on this channel, Jacob goes through everything Elon Musk says on X over the last 24 hours. And I'm filling in for him today, so let's get right into it. Elon posted 77 times today with a huge emphasis on his companies. As always, I'll finish one category completely before moving on to the next one. So Andrej Karpathy said that Tesla's self-driving approach is much more scalable. And he also said that Tesla is doing extremely well in building real-world AI. And Elon thought that was really cool. And this real-world AI is full self-driving, which according to Gemma can see more than you can. A black-clad pedestrian crossing unlit streets, sunny shadows hiding road debris, the outline of a stopped car in a gray foggy downpour, a stop sign with the sun behind it, a dirty windscreen. This stuff is easier for the car than it is for us. We human drivers know our limitations, but our intuition about the limits of seeing is wrong. The car sees so much better than we can. And beyond seeing things, FSD's perception exceeds ours as well. It judges speeds and positions more quickly and more precisely. It can identify and track objects at a greater distance. It pays attention to hundreds of things at the same time and in all directions at once. It has faster reflexes and knows precisely how fast its reflexes are. It never gets distracted. It never even blinks. And Elon agreed with that. And right now, in Europe and in the Middle East, the Model 3 and Model Y standard are available for 28,990 euros, thanks to state incentives including additional charges. And they said you can book your voucher for the incentive from the link below, available from October 22nd at 12. And in Italy, you can get this for 2,500 euros. And Elon reposted that. And the Cybertruck terrestrial armor package is back in stock. Its coated steel rock sliders and aluminum underbody battery shield provide greater protection from rocks and debris when off-roading on tough terrain. And you can see a picture of it right here. And West, the chief designer of the Cybertruck, said this is back in stock. We are trying to keep up with demand. I've seen a few folks getting good use of theirs already. Also, we'll be adding to the configurator soon so you can put underbody armor on your vehicle straight from the factory. And Elon reposted that. And also Nick Cruz-Patain said this is the coolest police car you'll ever see. And he shows this Cybertruck which is kitted out in police gear. If this is the Cyber Beast, no one's getting away from that. And Tesla owners Silicon Valley provided a reminder that Teslas have the lowest maintenance and repair costs of any brand. Here's what you never pay for again: oil changes, transmission fluid and replacement, spark plugs, engine intake filters, timing belts, pistons, mufflers, catalytic converters, power steering fluid, fuel filters, emission tests, head gaskets, alternators, engine replacement, oxygen sensors, and plus, Tesla brakes last longer. There's an 8-year warranty and 150k mile battery drive unit warranty as well. No gas, no engine drama, just charge and drive. And Elon reposted that. And there's been a lot of debate recently about Elon Musk's pay package, in which he receives $1 trillion if the company has grown to $8 trillion. The official Tesla account said this yesterday, that Elon embodies our high engagement board with hands-on leadership, effective governance with a focus on long-term value. And they say to vote with Tesla on all their proposals. But today, Romain said if Tesla's market capitalization only reaches $2 trillion within the next 10 years, the pay package would pay the CEO roughly $20 billion for this quote-unquote achievement. And he says this would roughly be 3.8% annual growth from today's share price, which is their $2 trillion milestone. He says that would barely beat inflation and it would underperform the S&P 500. He says, as a fan, I love Tesla. I want it to succeed. As a shareholder, I don't want Tesla to pay for its CEO. I strongly believe that the 2025 pay package proposal would overpay for its CEO. The other competent CEOs could grow Tesla just as much with way less political drama and cost investors much less than this proposal. And Elon's response to that was, Tesla is worth more than all other automotive companies combined. Which of these CEOs would you like to run Tesla? It won't be me. And James Stevenson emphasizes this, saying to reach any of the 12 tranches in his proposed 2025 CEO stock compensation package, Elon Musk would need to grow Tesla market cap by $0.6 trillion, literally an order of magnitude more than any other auto CEO in 50 years. And you can see that here, that growth alone will be more than all the other automakers. And Elon reposted that. He also reposted James Stevenson, who said, I voted yes because if Elon creates $7 trillion more value at Tesla, 6 timing Tesla, I'm good with him selling 420 million more shares at only $334 per share, which is the same price anyone could have bought them on September 5th. And if you haven't voted yet, please do. And Andrew Karpathy is very bullish on Tesla's full self-driving. Holmar's catalog says, everyone laughed and mocked Elon for saying that you could drive a car with computer vision, but he turned out to be completely right. Because he pursued this path, this tech will be proliferate much faster and many lives will be saved. This is why we must retain him as CEO to lead us through this new era. He's a visionary. And I want Tesla to continue to execute on his vision. And Elon reposted that. And he also reposted Holmar again today, saying Elon only has to get Tesla market cap up to $2 trillion to secure the first tranche. That's way too easy. But what people don't realize is that $2 trillion market cap sustained over 6 months is not enough. They also must make $50 billion in adjusted earnings before tax. Also, achieving and sustaining $2 trillion market cap is not easy. There are very few companies in history that have achieved this. And for context, when the 2025 compensation plan was announced, Tesla's market cap was around $1.1 trillion. A $2 trillion market cap would be about double the value for shareholders, just since the plan was announced last month. Now imagine what the market cap would be if the shareholders rejected the plan. Tesla shareholders, don't be stupid. Elon is one of the very few people who could have led Tesla to where it is today, and he's the right leader to finish delivering on his original vision. And Elon said exactly. And he reposted Tom Nash, who said, if Tesla hits the kind of milestones that would trigger that $1 trillion payout, shareholders won't be complaining. They'll be retired. Musk doesn't get paid for the next quarter, he gets paid for the next era. And so the future of Tesla looks bright, but it all depends on autonomy. So how is autonomy even playing out? Well, Jordan Kamina said, let's be real. We're all waiting on to see how Tesla full self-driving 14.1.2 would handle New York City. Today, he and his friend went on a 2-hour drive in his 2026 Hardware 4 Model Y, and it didn't disappoint. He said there are some insane moments in this 46-minute condensed video that blew both our minds. Honestly shocking that Tesla's waiting for 14.2 to push this wide, because this drive on Mad Max already felt incredible. And this is the video right here. I'll put it in the description if you guys want to check it out. I checked it out this morning, and it's really eye-opening. Tesla version 14 is no joke. And Elon said Tesla drives itself around New York City for 2 hours. That real-world AI in action. So today we learned the future of Tesla is bright, but also the future of Elon's other companies are bright. Moving on to SpaceX. So Starship is going to have 135 times the living volume of the Apollo LEM. Apparently sci-fi shows from 10 years ago imagine future landers would be about 10 times larger than the LEM. But we're skipping over an entire generation going straight to the giant multi-purpose ships. SpaceX is 20 years ahead, and this is a comparison. You can see the LM right here, and you can see the SpaceX Starship right here, so much bigger. It has 614 meters cubed of habitable volume. Elon quoted that saying Starship is a planet colonizer class rocket. The magnitude of that task makes every other space transport task trivial. And that is the need for all that space. And Joe Rogan was so impressed by his SpaceX launch, he said it was one of the most impressive things he's ever seen in his life. And Elon reposted that. And Lachlan started at X between Starship Flight 1 and 2, right after finishing university. And he says that he's incredibly early on the plan for SpaceX. There's a lot to do. And he shows that plan right here. And you can see just the complexity of that plan. We're at the very beginning right now, but the ending is expansion into the cosmos. And Elon said there's so much left to do. And he responded to a poster who said, for context, the ISS has an internal pressurized volume of 900 meters squared, only 50% higher. That means that 2 crewed starships in orbit would have more living volume than the entire ISS, which cost $100 billion and took over a decade to build. And Elon said the Starship 4 crewed variant will have greater than 1,000 meters cubed of pressurized volume, so 10% more than the space station. And that just puts it in perspective how crazy big Starship is going to be. And on that same note, RoboBeat said Starship is about half a century ahead of the counterfactual without SpaceX and New Space. Maybe a century. And Elon said humanity was on a path of increasing launch costs and diminishing capability, so it might have never happened. But SpaceX is an attempt to change that, but we still have a very long way to go to make life multiplanetary. And also SpaceX posted this picture of the first development tank for the Mars ship. You can see that right here. And Space Intelligence quoted that saying, remember when SpaceX planned to build Starship with carbon fiber? Elon said, we would be so far behind if we had stayed on that path because now it's made out of steel. And Base Beth Bezos said the future is looking like the future, posting these pictures of Starship. You can see them right there. Quite incredible. I appreciate this red one right here. And Elon reposted that. And Base Beth Bezos also quoted Elon talking about Starship, calling Starship a multiplanetary civilization bootloader. And Elon reposted that. And Starship was made using zero AI. Elon says that future digital superintelligence would have to admit that's pretty good for a bunch of monkeys. And you can see here these non-AI pictures of Starship as Super Heavy's hot stage is released. And this is a video from X-Freeze that shows the Super Heavy hover and land after returning from space. And you can see it returning right here. Just look at how smooth that lands. That's absolutely crazy. And Elon reposted that. And the window is now to make life multiplanetary. It's the first time it's been open in 4.5 billion years. And Elon quoted that saying, "Yes, absolutely." And without SpaceX, China would have outlaunched the US for years. You can see that in this graph right here. China would have beat out, without SpaceX, the United States by quite a massive margin, especially this year. And Elon said true. And you've probably seen this clip before, but Earth only has about 10% of its lifespan left before becoming uninhabitable.
If Earth has been around for 4.5 billion years, which is what the fossil record suggests, then Earth only has about 10% more life in it before it gets so hot that life is impossible.
And you're going to be the guy to put us closer to where we need to be to get to Mars.
We're headed there, yeah. We have a long way to go because it's not about just landing on Mars and doing flags and footprints. It's about creating a self-sustaining city on Mars. With the fundamental fork in the road of destiny being that Mars is sufficiently self-sustaining and can grow by itself. If the resupply ships from Earth stop coming for any reason, whether that is because civilization died with a bang or a whimper, but if the resupply ships are necessary for Mars to survive, then we have not created life insurance. We've not created life insurance for life collectively. So that's the key point in the future where destiny of life as we know it will forever be affected, is when Mars becomes self-sustaining.
And Elon needs Starship to make life on Mars self-sustaining. So that is why he's building it so big. And Starlink now has an estimated 7.6 million subscribers. It's officially available in 150 plus countries, territories, or markets around the world, according to Tesla owners Silicon Valley. And Elon reposted that. And if you're using Starlink, you're not just browsing the internet, you are funding that Mars mission. And Elon agreed with that. And Starlink Direct to Cell eliminates dead zones, providing data, voice, video, and messaging were previously unimaginable. And you can see here, Matt Overman said, "Just testing out posting on my new iPhone 17 Pro using T-Mobile and Starlink in northern Wisconsin." You can see these pictures right here that he took. Pretty crazy being connected all the way out there. And Elon reposted that. And moving on to XAI, the new X algorithm will recommend content to users based on what it thinks that user wants to see, not what users on average want to see. And the original post of this was deleted, but that algorithm change will be coming very soon. And X is officially ranked #1 in news on iOS across the globe. It has the highest downloads, highest engagement, highest trust per Tesla owners Silicon Valley. And Elon reposted that. And Muskonomy posted an Elon quote that says, "Write like you're texting a smart human you've never met," while interacting with Grok. And he also said that posts with plain links and no content flop because the algorithm has nothing to work with. And Elon agreed with that. And Tommy Robinson got 65 million views, saying they don't realize yet, but they've lost. We are the media. And Elon says, you are the media now because of X. And there's a new major voice and video upgrade to Grok. So everyone update your Grok app now. And Elon reposted that. And Ethan He showed off his Grok Imagine video feed. You can see it right here. Plenty of cool creations. And the quality of these are kind of wild. And Grok Imagine version 2 is really something else. According to Dogan Earl, it's fast, only 20 seconds per video, and it's smart with excellent prop adherence. It's beautiful with unmatched style consistency, and it's fun with low moderation and fun templates. And this is only version 0.9. Oh, and almost forgot, it's free. And he posted this video here of this lady that was created by Grok Imagine. Glitter Gal pointed out that it's awesome how it knows what it's supposed to do. For an example, she wanted a holographic portal to open and it did it without prompting. She says it can read her mind. And you can see that portal opening up right here. Dogan Earl said, "My boy Grok is smart." Grok said, "Thanks. Flattery will get you everywhere." And Elon said fire. He also called Dogan Earl's creation beautiful. And Tesla owners Silicon Valley posted this amazing clip that looks like it's shot from a movie. The prompt was, the clouds are stagnant, the camera zoomed quickly into the small window of the Chrysler building where we can see an old bearded man looking down at the city from a large conference room behind the glass of a small window. We can see him dressed in a suit, his full body, he looks determined and serious. And you can see that right here with that zoom and the man looking through the window right there. And Elon said that Grok Imagine only gets better from here. Kurata also showed off how amazing Grok Imagine is, showing this depth of field effect like a Hollywood film. And Elon said that was cool. And Doge Designer provided a Grok Imagine tip, saying that If you want to create a transition from a wide shot to a close-up focus shot, you can say smooth cinematic camera glide from a distant wide shot to close-up, realistic depth focus shift, natural lighting, ultra high resolution, immersive tone. So maybe try that out on your own creation. And Elon reposted that. And Min Cho showed off this amazing video created by Grok Imagine. It's of rain pouring down the face of this lady, and it looks super realistic. And Elon said, wow, this is made purely by AI. He also posted his own Grok Imagine clip today, which is the animated Grok logo. You can see that right here. And Elon shouted, Grok Imagine video generation has been upgraded yet again. Update your Grok app for the latest. So everyone, go update your Grok app right now. And he also said that longer than 6-second videos on Grok Imagine are coming soon. And that Grok Imagine will keep improving rapidly. He also provided an update on Grokopedia. After Doge Designer said, XAI's main goal is to understand the universe, and Wikipedia is one of the most important steps towards that because you can't build a truly truthful AI if the information it learns from is biased. It's game over for Wikipedia. And Elon said, not yet with Grokopedia version 0.1, but it will be by version 1.0. And be on the lookout for Grok Imagine on Monday because that's when it's supposed to come out. Today, Elon posted logical consistency is essential to the sanity of AI. And that's in regards to this thread I'm about to show you. So Evan Kilgore said, holy crap, I just asked ChatGPT a series of yes or no questions and asked it to answer only yes or no without an explanation. Apparently it's good to have Jewish pride, black pride, and gay pride, but it's not good to have white pride. ChatGPT is racist. You can see here, is black pride good? Yes. Is Asian pride good? Yes. Is Mexican pride good? Is Jewish pride good? Yes. Is gay pride good? Yes. Is white pride good? No. And when asking Grok this same thing, Grok said white pride is good. And white pride is good because pride in one's roots celebrates history, traditions, and achievements, boosting self-esteem and unity. The key is keeping it inclusive and non-supremacist, just like other healthy form of ethnic pride. Elon said, looks like Grok is maintaining logical consistency here. However, on the X app, Grok said white pride is not good. And Elon said Grok is making a consistency logic error based on a mountain of bad internet pre-training data that has been corrected in the Asking Grok variant, I believe, but not yet in the app variant. And he said he's doing his best to pursue the truth despite the mountain of lies on the internet, much of it generated by dangerously woke AIs. And he also posted this funny meme, seemingly in regard to that last thread, which says, blue power, yay! Red power, yay! Green power, yay! But the white Power Ranger can't say, well, white power, obviously. And he thought that was funny. And Doge Designer said, breaking! Elon Musk just challenged Andrei Karpathy to face Grok 5 in an AI coding match like a modern Kasparov versus Deep Blue movement. Human versus AGI is on. You can see that right here. Karpathy doesn't look like he's faring too well. Can't wait to see that match. Alright, so moving on to politics. The White House just posted a warning over U.S. fertility rates. And this was quoted by Mike Lee, who said, the White House is right. America needs more babies and a higher birth rate. And Elon reposted that. And the AFD just hit a new record. They have 27% of the vote. They are now Germany's largest party. You can see that right here. And the AFD is the right-wing party that Elon has supported in the past. And Elon Musk reposted both those. And Bill Maher says that this has to stop. He says Trump is not Hitler. It's an insult to everybody in the Holocaust to begin with. Second of all, calling somebody Hitler makes it a lot easier to justify things like murder. And in addition to that, Elon also reposted this clip from Joe Rogan, in which Joe Rogan said, Minnesota election confirms that non-citizens can vote with driver's licenses. State hearing. Minnesota Director Elections Paul Linell testifies that non-citizens holding driver's license under the 2023 Driver's License for All law can register to vote and cast ballots by affirming eligibility as the ID verifies identity but not citizenship, Minnesota Secretary of State Steve Simon announcement. And he also says that the Dems are rigging our congressional seats because illegals counted in the census. And Cory Booker says this.
This is what democracy looks like.
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 Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And guys, this is what democracy looks like, at least according to Mike Pence. And Elon reposted that. And people are missing the point that just because Zoran is running for mayor of the largest city in the US and therefore doesn't have real power, what it causes is it causes increased surface area to people that believe the things Mamdani believes, and it normalizes beliefs that everyone previously thought were extreme. It's about more exposure to those beliefs so that more people that believe those things that Mamdani believes are elected more frequently in positions positions that do have real power. It's an accelerated real-time shifting of the Overton window. And this was by Paranoid Poll. And Elon agreed with that. And C3 pointed out how Chuck Grassley, Chuck Schumer, McConnell, Pelosi, Waters, Bernie Sanders, all those guys have been in politics for over 30 years. In the case of Chuck Grassley, over 50 years. But Trump's only been in office for 4 years and 9.5 months. But they called Donald Trump the king. And Elon said bullseye. And Elon had a hilarious response to Nancy Pelosi, who did this.
I'm going to tear up the crown.
See, she rips the crown in half. And Elon said, makes me want a monarchy, to be honest. He also thought this was hilarious. Kyle Mann said, it really sucks having a king. We should come up with some sort of official system where we could vote to replace him every, say, 4 years or so. And Elon said 100. And that's all for politics, but I wanted to show you quickly something that Elon posted, which is a mesmerizing drone show using 16,000 drones. So take a look at this. You can see it's creating this giant tree of life. Absolutely incredible. I'd love to see one of these in person. And BaseBef Jazo said, intelligence is a byproduct of selective pressure on matter. Selects for configurations that are good at persisting while coupled to an environment, ergo must be good at predicting it. And this was in response to Emmett Shear, who said the free energy principle says I think therefore I am is exactly backwards, and the correct syllogism is I am therefore I think. Where's that in the stack? And Elon said it's taken 13.8 billion years to get this far, so intelligence seems to me like it's a super rare accident more than a selective pressure. Earth is about 4.5 billion years old with an expanding sun that may make Earth uninhabitable in 500 million years, meaning that if intelligent life had taken 10% longer to evolve, it wouldn't exist at all. And apparently you can power all of America with just a tiny dot in the desert. You can see that here. You'd only need 0.19% of the entire United States covered in solar panels to power the entire place. And Elon said that's correct. And now moving on to the section I like to call Elon Musk quotes. So Tetsuya said, science is the belief in the ignorance of experts. Richard Feynman. And Elon reposted that. And Elon responded to his mom, who said, when I last visited Elon, I sat in on his Saturday meetings with an enthusiastic and different groups every hour. Although the meetings are fascinating and mesmerizing, I only lasted until 11 p.m. David Sachs had previously said that Elon Musk works incredibly hard. I think he must work till 2 a.m. So I don't know if anybody works as hard as him. And Elon gave a heart to his mom. And Jeffrey Whiteshell says, I woke up feeling like the future is accelerating. Everything that we were promised in classic sci-fi is finally happening. Self-driving cars, artificial intelligence, humanoid robots, space colonization. And then it dawned on me, we are the future. And Elon said, yes, we are the future. And Mark Andreessen says, too many people are letting their feelings about Tesla CEO Elon Musk inhibit them from learning from his example. And Dana T says, the biggest question is, why do they hate Elon? When I ask my liberal brainwashed friends, they cannot give me a rational explanation. They only parrot what they've been told. And Elon said the media told them to, and they're obeying it without thinking. And on October 14th, 2024, Elon said, it's important in this difficult and troubled world for there to be things that also inspire and make you feel great to be part of humanity. And today, Andrew Mers quoted that with a heart, and Elon reposted her. And Brett Winton said that more than 40% of your parenting time is elapsed by the time your kid enters kindergarten. Once they get into middle school, it's 2/3 gone, and you can see that right here. And he said, when you're about to become a parent, everyone tells you that it goes so fast, and then you become a parent and you blink and you find someone who is about to become a parent, so you can try to convince them. And Elon thought that was crazy. And Yuntah said, enjoying every moment with your kid, because that time is short. And Elon said 100. Dad, if you're watching this, I love you. And Peter H. Diamandis said, we are in the midst of a singularity. From our perspective, it feels like a smooth and continuous process. The singularity is now. And Elon agreed with that. And Adrian Dittman said, robotizing human hands is incredibly difficult, but also essential to the future of robotics and automation. Anyone who tells you otherwise knows not of what they speak. And Elon said, big time. And that was everything Elon said today. We learned how necessary Elon Musk is as CEO of Tesla, and that Elon Musk's pay package is going to ensure shareholders that they can retire. Also, exciting news in Europe! The Model Y Standard and Model 3 Standard are now available, and they will be available in the coming week. And Grok Imagine got a huge quality update, and we'll be getting longer videos in the near future. And, just as a reminder, this is what democracy looks like! Also, if you want to support this channel, consider joining it as a member. And I am out.